In this session, we're going to talk about how to set up the Okta Single Sign-On with the Salesforce. For the demo purpose, we are going to use the Okta developer account. For that, you just need to visit okta.com/developer/free trial, and for the sign up, you just need to provide your first name, last name, phone number, country, and your working email ID. Make sure this will be not a Gmail; it should be your working company email ID. And once you sign up, it might be asked you to download the Okta Verify app on your mobile, uh, and then it will be asked you to set up the two-factor authentication. And once you've done it, it will be give you the login URL. Just log in with that and provide your user ID password. And once you will provide your user ID password, you will be land to the uh, Okta dashboard. But as we want to log in as an admin, then click on the admin button over here. So once you click on the admin, it will be asked you to Okta verify, and once you'll provide your token, this will be your very first screen where you will land. And the very first part is to set up the application from the Okta where user can select the application to do the single sign-on. For that, click on the application. I already set up one Salesforce org, but for the demo purpose, I will be create another Salesforce org for the setup. For that, you just need to click on the application and then click on add application. And once you click on add application, might be the Salesforce will be not come very first time. You will be able to see all other application by default. And if this is not coming over here, then just simply search for salesforce.com, and once it will become, just click on the salesforce.com application. It will be show you add button over here. Then click on the add button, then set up your single sign-on. For that, make sure you need to provide the custom domain for the org which you want to log in. And here, make sure you don't need to provide the whole base URL. You just need to provide the domain name. So let me go back to my Salesforce org and see the domain name. So click on the domain, go to the my domain, and whatever your domain name, just provide that one. Just copy the name from your my domain and go back to your org and put it over there. And so once you add it over there, and then just check what all setting we have. So you need to provide the instance. So for me, I'm going to use the Salesforce developer account, so it is production for me. Just in case if you have a sandbox, select sandbox. If you are using government org, then use that one. So for the demo purpose, I'm going to select the production org, and here you can provide your application name. So let's say demo Salesforce org, and here you can provide the role as license. So for this demo purpose, I'm going to use for the standard Salesforce user, and if you want to use community, you can use community. If you want to use portal, you can select the portal. So for demo purpose, I'm using Salesforce standard users, and after that, leave other setting as it is, and then click on the next. So once you click on the next, for the single sign-on, we will going to use SAML 2.0. So just select SAML 2.0, and once you do it, you need to set up the single sign-on between into the Salesforce org. And for that, Okta did a very great job, and they provide all the instructions step by step. So just click on the View Instruction button. So once you click on this new View Instruction button, it will be open the another page. Just go through that page very thoroughly, and it will be asked you to enable the single sign-on. And once you enable the single sign-on, it will be asked you to set up your single sign-on arc, and at top of it, it will be provide all the detail what all you need to pass. So let's go step by step, and let's set up the single sign-on. So go to your org, just type the single sign-on, click here and click on edit and enable your single sign-on. So for the single sign-on is already enabled in my this org. So if it is not there in your org, just make sure you need to provide single sign-on and you are good to go. And after that, click on the new button and do this provide the single sign-on setting. Click here, new, and then provide the name, like whatever the name you want to provide. So name can be anything. So for demo purpose, let's say Okta demo. And after that you need to provide the issuer, and issuer you will be get it from your same page. So here let's go to this same page. So just copy this URL, this name, this token from here. It will be unique for everyone, so just make sure don't use my token, use your one. And then you need to provide the entity id will be your Salesforce URL. So let me copy this one. So it's let's use the same my domain URL. To the my domain and copy this URL. So it should be https colon slash slash your my domain. So this is what the URL you need to provide, and then we need to provide identity provider certificate. For that, just go back here and click on this particular URL, and it will be a down. You can download your certificate from here. So I just click on this, and my certificate is downloaded over here. So let's go back here, click on the choose file, and then upload your certificate. So this is my Okta certificate which I just downloaded. And after that it will be asked you to select the which certificate you want to use, a security method and encryption. So and for the demo purpose it will be also ask you the SAML identity type. So you can use the federated ID or you can use a Salesforce username. So it's up to you which field you want to use. And for the demo purpose I want to use the Salesforce username as a like identity type. And then it will be ask you a couple of more things, so you can leave it as it is. And after that it will be ask you the identity provider login URL. So go back here, and this will be generate automatically like identity provider login name from the same URL. Just copy paste it here. Then logout URL. So logout URL will be here, this one, and click here. And once you are done, just verify it with your page here on from the Okta setting. So good thing is that Okta automatically generate all the URL dynamically for you. And now everything is done. Click on the save. So once you are done with that, you just need to copy this login URL and go back to the Okta SSO page. So once you are here, it will be ask you to provide your login URL. So come back here and provide your login URL over here. So once you are done, you are almost set, and it will be asked you like when Okta will be authenticate the user, what should be the format. So you can select different option. You can go with a custom email and username. So I'm going to go with the username, and it will also have an option like create and update user. So this will be useful at the time of user provisioning. We will talk about that later. And as of now, don't do any change over here and click on the save button. So once you are done, so your single sign-on setting is almost done. And now, once your single sign-on setting is done, the second part is a user provisioning to make a connection between your Salesforce and the Okta to import the user or load the user. So let's do the setup user provisioning. For that, just click on the provisioning, and then click on this configure API, and then click on the enable API integration. And after that you just need to provide your consumer key and the consumer secret over here. And if you don't know how to create it, you can take a help from here. Click on the how to configure, and it will be give you the step-by-step instruction. Click on this link, and see how to do the managing Salesforce integration. And you can use the REST uh, auth REST integration. For that it will be tell you how to create the Salesforce connected app and provide the connected URL. This one, just copy this URL from here and go back to the Salesforce org, and click on the manage app manager. click on new application and then provide demo connected app, give the name, and then enable the auth here, and then provide your connected URL over here, and no need to enable the digital signature, and then select the API, and then select your fresh token and offline access. Click on this, and then everything is done, you all good, and click on the save and click on the continue. It will be take a couple of minutes for you to get it ready, and once it is ready, just copy your URL, just copy your consumer key into the consumer key and the consumer secret. Sometime it's get ready immediately, sometime it take some time, so let's try. It's taking time or it's ready. Then click on this button and it will be check your org is authenticated or not. Right now look like my connected app is not ready, so let's wait for a couple of seconds, and my connected app is ready now. Then click on the authenticate with the Salesforce button again. So once you click on here, it will be ask you to authenticate your app, and then click on allowed. And once everything look good, it will give you successful message, and then click on the save button. Okay, now everything is good, and after that, once you are connected with your Salesforce org, integration is done successfully. It will be give you a couple of options like push your Okta into the Okta user into the from Okta to the Salesforce, or from the Salesforce to Okta. So there are the different setting you can enable. So let's see here and click on edit. So here I want to allow, okay, if any user is in Okta, I want to create in Salesforce as well. And if there is any attribute you want to enable, you can enable this one. And I also want whenever the user is deactivated in Okta, the same will be deactivated in Salesforce as well. And enable these two options. And after that, click on the save. Now my user provisioning setup is done and integration is done. Now there are a couple of things like you can do. There is an optional step. If you want to import your Salesforce user into the Okta, you can click on the import button. And once you click on the import button, there is a import now option is there. You can click on that, and once you click on that, it will be fetch all the user from the Salesforce into the Okta, and you can do the mapping. So it is saying you have 5 user into the Salesforce, and they did not find anything, and they did not find any group over there. Then click OK, and it will be try to show you like, okay, this is a user I have here, and the same corresponding user trying to find the Okta, and it say I didn't find anything. It find one partial selected user, but if you want to connect, you can, otherwise you simply ignore this step. And let's see how to create the user in Okta, so that same user will be created into the Salesforce as well. That integration we just did it. For that, just click on the directory. So once you click on the directory, it will be show all the existing user into the Okta. So right now I have a couple of user over here, but for the demo purpose, let's create a new user, and so that it will be automatically created. Now go back to the directory, click on add user, and now you just need to provide, okay, what you want to do here. You just want to create a user and provide the name. So I just want to provide Amit Chaudhary, and provide the username. So let's say Amit at the rate goes LLC dot Okta demo one, and you need to provide your email ID, whatever you want to provide. So let's say Amit dot Salesforce 21 at the rate gmail.com. So you are done with, once you are done with that, you just need to provide. So this will be the username, and make sure you will click on the send user activation email now, so that email will be triggered and user can set up his Okta user. Then click on save. must be in the format of email ID. Okay, .com.octa, then click save. So now if you see that I just created this user, and action is pending on the user side because he need to enable his user and to set his user ID and password. Now before doing that, make sure the application application we just created for the Okta, that is assigned to user, so that user can access that application once he will try to log in. So let's see how we can do that. So now my user is done, created, and after that I need to set up an assign the application to the user. Go back to the application, and I have this particular application which I just created. So click on that, and now go to the assignment. In the assignment, just click on the people and select the user who can access this one, or sorry, or you just click on the assignment and assign to the people, and whatever the user I just created, assign same application with that user. So let me figure it out which user I just created. So this is this one, because I just created this one, and click on assign. And once I click on this, it will be automatically fetch the username which I just created, and this will be the username Amit and everything. Here you can provide the required detail whatever you want to provide. And these fields are auto map with the Salesforce. Whatever the detail you will provide here, automatically this will be synced with the Salesforce. And now here, if you have any role you can provide, if you want to assign any permission set to the user, you can select anyone and that will be assigned. And if you have any feature license which you want to assign to the user, you can select any feature license or public group. So there are three things available: permission set, feature license, and public group. So you can assign it, and if you want to assign anything, for the demo purpose I'm not assigning anything. And let's click on the save and go back. Once you're done, click on done, and now come back, refresh your org, and see user rates created or not. So let's see. So you can see that this user is just created, and here, and this is what user we have, and whatever the profile we selected over there, the same thing it's come over. Now go back and set up your profile with the Okta with that user. So I hope I got an email on my Gmail ID. So just give me a minute, let me open that email. An email from Okta, and just click on that and set up your username. So it will be asked you to set up your user ID and password. And click create my account. So once you do it, automatically you will see this app is assigned to this particular user, and once you click on this, you should be automatically logged into the Salesforce app. So you can see that I provided identity user, so user logged into the Salesforce, and he is in the Salesforce app. So he's able to log in. How to do the IDP initiated authentication flow, and if you want to set up this SP initiated flow, then what you need to do, go back to the Salesforce app, click on this icon, and then click on setup and go to my domain, and go to the authentication configuration, click on edit and enable the Okta demo which we just created, and click on the save, and just log in this URL and go back to your org. So let me log out from this user and try to log in from Salesforce side of it. So right now I'm logging into this org as well. So let me log out and provide my try to log in from the service SP initiated flow. So here you can see that it is I have an option login Okta demo. So click on this and then provide your Okta user ID and password, which we just provide over here, and then provide the password. So once you provided your Okta user ID and password, if you see that you landed into the Salesforce. So this is SP initiated flow, and I hope you enjoy this session, and I don't forget to subscribe our channel and like this session and share with others. Thank you so much.